The galaxy had been silent for many years, but tonight something changed. Across the Orion Rift, a strange ripple spread through the dark space, moving like a slow wave of warning. At first, no one noticed it, because the rift was a place no one visited, a dead zone with no stars and no life. But then the scanners of the Galactic Council lit up with alarms, and every red light meant the same thing. Something had decloaked the council chambers filled with voices, all nervous and confused, because nothing was supposed to be there, nothing living and nothing built. The chairman asked the question everyone feared. Is it a weapon? The answer came with shaking voices. No, sir, it is worse. It is human. The chamber went silent, as if all air had disappeared. Humans had been gone for 3,000 years, erased during the Great Purge War, when the galaxy united to destroy what they believed was a dangerous species. Every history book said the same thing. Humans died long ago. All of them, completely. So how could a human vessel appear now? A small ship, shaped like a long tear of metal and bone, floated slowly out of the rift, its surface glowing with a faint golden pulse like a living heartbeat. It didn't broadcast any signals, but every scanner screamed with the same data. Human energy signature detected. The council sent a scout team to observe the vessel, and their ship shook as they approached, as if space itself pushed them away in fear. Inside the vessel, strange whispers echoed, whispers in old Earth languages no one had heard in millennia. The whispers felt like memories, not voices. One of the scouts said, "This ship is alive," and no one argued, because the vessel did not look built, it looked grown, like a living creature shaped into metal. The commander tried sending a message, "Identify yourself," but the vessel gave no reply. He tried again, "State your purpose," but silence followed. Just when they thought the ship was empty, light sparked across its surface, forming lines like veins waking from sleep. Then the ship spoke, not through speakers, but directly into every mind present. "You killed the wrong species." Every scout froze as the words vibrated inside their skulls. The vessel continued, its voice calm but heavy like the weight of time. "Humans did not die." The council chamber received the same message, and panic spread like fire. People shouted that humans were back for revenge. Others screamed that this had to be a trick or a trap. But deep inside, every species felt the same cold truth. They were afraid. The vessel finally opened, its outer shell unfolding like petals of a metal flower, revealing a glowing core of shifting light. For a moment, the scouts thought a human might step out, but no figure appeared, only more light, swirling like a storm. Then a memory projection began, playing across the rift like a giant hologram. It showed the last days of old Earth, the council attacking, the humans running, hiding, vanishing. But instead of death, the projection showed something impossible. Humans entering giant organic machines, merging their minds with living vessels, transcending body and time. They had not died, they had evolved. The projection ended, and the vessel spoke again. "We watched your wars, your choices, your fear." The light around the ship grew brighter, and scanners reported impossible power levels rising fast. Something ancient was waking inside the vessel, something older than human memory. The commander shouted for retreat, but it was too late. The vessel released a pulse that spread across the rift, like a heartbeat of a star being born. Every ship, every scanner, every mind felt the same message. The galaxy will now face what you feared most. And before anyone could respond, the vessel disappeared, leaving only silence, and the echo of a truth the galaxy should never have ignored. The galaxy did not sleep after the human vessel disappeared. Every world felt the shockwave, every leader felt the fear, and every old record about humans was opened again, as if the past was trying to return. But nothing in those records explained what they had just seen. The council demanded answers, but the scientists only said the same thing. "This is beyond our understanding." While the council argued, the human vessel moved silently through deep space, waking signals that had slept for thousands of years. Far away in forgotten star systems, old structures began to glow, ancient human beacons built before their extinction. Each beacon pulsed once, then sent a low-frequency wave across the galaxy. A call, a reminder, a warning. Meanwhile, the scout team followed the vessel's trail, even though their ship shook with every jump, as if reality did not want them to go further. When they reached the next location, they found another vessel, larger, older, darker, floating like a giant seed wrapped in metal roots. The scanners cried again. Human signature detected. The commander realized a terrible truth. These ships, they were sleeping, and now they were waking. Inside the council chamber, fear turned into anger, and anger turned into debate. Some leaders wanted to destroy the vessels before they grew stronger. Others said they should try to talk. A few whispered that maybe the humans had returned to finish the war. But one elder scientist spoke softly. What if the humans are not here to kill us? No one understood what he meant, and no one wanted to listen. Back near the sleeping vessel, the scouts watched as it opened slowly, releasing a soft blue mist, like ancient breath escaping after centuries. A voice rose from inside, calm and almost sad. You feared us because you never understood us. The commander stepped forward, even though fear held his legs like chains. What do you want? He asked. The vessel replied. We want what we wanted before the purge, the commander whispered. And what was that? Peace, the vessel said. But your fear made peace impossible. The scouts did not know what to say. Then the vessel's light changed, darker and heavier, as if a shadow passed through its core. We hid to survive something greater than you, it said. A danger we discovered before you erased us. The galaxy had always believed humans were crazy, dangerous, reckless. But now the truth began to form like a slow dawn. Humans had not gone into hiding because of weakness. Humans had hidden because of something much worse. A new wave of energy erupted across the system. More vessels were awakening, dozens of them, their lights flickering like stars, learning to shine again. The council received the data, and panic exploded. Armies prepared weapons. Fleets scrambled to launch. Everyone expected war. But the humans did not fire. The humans did not threaten. The humans only spoke. We return not as conquerors, but as witnesses. The commander repeated the word, confused. Witnesses to what? To your final choice, the vessel answered. Because the thing we feared, the thing we hid from, is coming for all of us. Every vessel across the galaxy lit up at once, like a network waking from a long dream, and their combined voices echoed into every mind. The predator is awake, and with that single message, the galaxy understood that the real enemy had never been humans. The real enemy was something else, something older, something hungry, something coming. The words of the human vessels spread across the galaxy like a storm. The predator is awake, they had said, and those words shook every world, every city, every home. The council demanded proof, but the human vessels did not argue or shout. They simply opened their memories, and for the first time in 3,000 years, the galaxy saw the truth humans tried to share long ago. The projection began with the image of a distant place beyond mapped space, a region with no stars, only a cold darkness that swallowed all light. Humans had once called it the edge void. Most species believed it was empty, but humans had discovered something living there. The memory shifted, showing old human ships entering the void, their hulls shaking under strange pressure. Inside the darkness, their scanners detected movement. Not ships, not rocks, but a massive creature older than the galaxy itself. It drifted like a shadow made of hunger, a thing that fed not on planets or stars, but on intelligent life. It followed thoughts, signals, patterns, anything that showed the presence of minds, and once it found a species, it consumed them until nothing remained. The projection changed again, showing humans trying to warn the galaxy. They gathered evidence, sent messages, begged the council to listen, but the galaxy, full of fear and pride, refused to believe. They thought humans wanted power or control. They called humans unstable, dangerous, unpredictable, and soon after, they united in the Great Purge War, wiping out the species that had tried to save them. The projection faded, leaving silence behind. Even the council could not deny the truth anymore. The human vessel spoke, its voice calm but filled with old pain. We tried to warn you, but you feared us more than the predator, the commander asked, his voice cracking. Why did the predator not attack before now? The vessel answered, because we hid when humans vanished from your worlds. The galaxy became quieter. The predator sleeps when prey is silent. Another vessel joined in, its glow pulsing like a heartbeat. But now your civilizations have grown loud again. Your wars, your signals, your machines, your noise, all of it has awakened the predator. Across the galaxy, strange readings appeared. Stars dimmed in unnatural patterns, space bent in impossible shapes, and entire outposts stopped sending signals, disappearing without a trace. The council finally understood the scale of their mistake. Humans were not the enemy. They had been the shield, the only species willing to stand against the cosmic predator. Fear turned into desperation. The council begged the vessels for help, but the humans did not answer immediately. Their cores dimmed as if speaking with each other in a language older than normal sound. Finally, the first vessel responded, "We will help, but you must understand something." The commander stepped forward. "Anything, just tell us." The vessel's voice grew colder, heavier, ancient. "To fight the Predator, you must trust us. And trust is something you destroyed long ago." The galaxy held its breath. For the first time in history, their survival depended on the species they had erased. The vessel continued. "We became biomechanical vessels to survive the Predator. We changed our minds, our bodies, our form. But even with all our evolution, the Predator still learns, still adapts." A new message appeared across all scanners. A massive energy spike at the edge of known space. The Predator had opened its eyes, and now it was moving, slow, steady, unstoppable. Drawn by the noise of the living galaxy, the vessels spoke together, their voices merging as one. "You have only one chance left." Before anyone could respond, a chilling wave of darkness spread through the stars, and the Predator's shadow passed into the galaxy for the first time in millions of years. The galaxy felt the Predator before they saw it. A cold pressure spread through space, like the air before a storm, but heavier, darker, older. Stars near the edge of the map began to fade, their light swallowed as if something huge was passing in front of them. The council watched in horror as entire systems went silent, one by one. No explosions, no distress calls, only sudden empty darkness where life once existed. The human vessels remained calm, but their glow dimmed with every system lost. They had seen this before. They had survived it only by sacrificing everything they once were. The commander asked, his voice trembling, "Can we stop it?" The vessel answered quietly, "Only if you listen, only if you trust." Across the galaxy, fleets prepared for battle, warships aligned their weapons, defense grids activated, and armies took positions. But deep inside, they all knew the truth. They were preparing not for battle, but for the impossible. When the Predator finally crossed into mapped space, no scanner could describe its shape. It was not a creature, not a ship, not a storm. It was something between all of them, shifting like a shadow made of gravity and hunger. Its presence bent space as it moved, creating silent waves that broke satellites and pulled ships apart without touching them. Every living mind that sensed it felt the same emotion, pure, instinctive terror, the kind of fear older than language, older than memory, older than the galaxy itself. The Predator drifted into its first crowded star system. A defensive fleet of 2,000 ships opened fire. Beams of plasma and antimatter torpedoes lit the dark like fireworks. But the Predator simply absorbed the attacks. The energy vanished into its shadowy form like drops of water into sand. Then, without warning, the fleet stopped firing. Their pilots sat frozen, unable to think, unable to breathe. The Predator had touched their minds, and in one silent moment, the entire fleet died without a sound. The council collapsed into chaos. Some leaders begged the vessels for immediate help. Others screamed that the humans had brought this disaster back to the galaxy. But the vessels did not respond to anger. They were focused on survival. One vessel finally spoke. "We cannot kill it with force." Another added, "We can only trap it." The commander asked, "How?" The oldest vessel answered, glowing with a dull golden light. "There is a collapsing star near the rift, a dying sun preparing to fall into itself. If we lure the Predator close, the collapse will drag it into a singularity." The council argued that the plan was madness. The energy of a collapsing star would destroy everything nearby. No normal ship could survive such a blast. The vessel replied, "We are not normal ships. We were built for this." The humans explained that their biomechanical forms could endure the collapse long enough to trigger the trap. But they could not escape afterward. It would be a sacrifice, a final one. The galaxy fell silent. The same species that had destroyed humans now had to rely on them, and humans were willing to die again to save the same galaxy that once betrayed them. The vessels gathered and formed a great formation, their glows merging like a constellation of living stars. Together they opened a channel and projected a beacon strong enough to draw the Predator's attention. A soundless call made of pure thought and pure fear. The Predator turned. It felt the call. It began to move toward the dying star, slowly but unstoppable, like a storm pulled by gravity itself. The commander watched from his ship, realizing the terrible truth. The humans were preparing for a battle they never expected to survive. The vessels spoke one last time before moving toward the collapsing star. "We will do what must be done, even if the galaxy never learns to value what it once feared." And with those final words, the vessels flew into the darkness, guiding the Predator toward the trap that could save the galaxy, or doom it forever. The human vessels entered the space around the collapsing star, their bodies glowing brighter than ever before. The Predator followed them, drawn by the ancient signal the vessels created. Moving with slow, terrifying hunger, the dying sun trembled, its surface cracking with violent waves of energy as it prepared to collapse inward. It was now a countdown the galaxy could not stop, a moment that could save everything or destroy everything. The Council watched from far systems, their fear turning into helpless silence. They had no power here, no control. Only the vessels could finish what they began. The first vessel spoke, its voice echoing across every open channel. "We ask for no forgiveness. We ask for no honor. We only ask that you learn." The Predator moved closer, its shadow stretching across the star like a dark curtain swallowing light. Its presence bent gravity, twisting nearby ships even from afar. But the vessels did not retreat. They held formation as the star's core began to fall in on itself. The human vessels ignited their inner cores, releasing deep pulses of energy that struck the Predator, not to hurt it, but to push it, guide it, pull it into the collapsing gravity well. The Predator resisted, its form shaking with a soundless roar that every mind felt as pain. Reality warped as the beast struggled. The collapsing star reached critical point. A final blinding flare burst outward, a wave so strong that entire fleets staggered, even from light years away. One vessel transmitted its final words: "If we fall, let it mean you rise." Then the star collapsed, a violent implosion of fire, light, and gravity. The Predator was pulled into the singularity, its shadow stretching and breaking apart as it was crushed by the collapsing sun. The vessels held position until the very last second. Their bodies cracked, their light flickered, their cores fractured from the unimaginable pressure. One by one, the vessels disappeared into the collapse. Silent, peaceful, final sacrifices in a war no one else could fight. When the light faded and the singularity stabilized, the Predator was gone. The galaxy was safe, but the protectors who saved it were lost. For a long time, there was only silence, a silence full of regret, a silence full of truth. Then, from the edge of the rift, a faint golden light appeared. Small, weak, but alive. A single vessel had survived, burned, damaged, barely holding its form together. It drifted toward the nearest council ship. The commander rushed to connect the cooms, his voice shaking as he called out, "Human vessel, do you read me?" The vessel answered with a soft, fading tone, "We read you." Its glow dimmed as it spoke again. "You feared us because we changed. You destroyed us because you did not understand. But understanding was always the first step to survival." The commander bowed his head, guilt filling his heart. "We were wrong," he whispered. "We were wrong about everything." The vessel replied, "Your future depends on what you choose now. Choose fear again, and the galaxy will fall. Choose wisdom, and it will rise." Its light flickered like a dying star. Then it spoke one final time, "Remember us, not as monsters, but as guardians." With that last message, the vessel turned and drifted into deep space, moving slowly, quietly, as if searching for a place to rest, a solitary reminder of what humans had become, and what the galaxy still could be. Behind it, the galaxy began to rebuild. Nations once divided, now united by truth. Species once filled with hatred, now filled with humility. The Predator was gone. The war was over, but the lesson would echo forever. Fear almost ended the galaxy, but sacrifice saved it, and the story of the forgotten humans became a new legend, one the galaxy would never dare erase again.